This is not a translator. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you.
I'm Desiree.
Oh my God. Holy shit. I'm so happy. Oh my God. Phil, how the hell did you do this?
Biggest fish ever.
What a great job 9-year-old Sebastian did on board the Excalibur, a 3-day trip. He caught his first 2 bluefin tuna with proud father Josh coaching him along the way. But now it came time to eat the heart. Will he do it? Yeah! What a great father and son moment. And congratulations, Sebastian, on doing such a great job.
Lots of scales. Lots of work, too. We got anchovies this time, all right?
That is Captain Pat Whitaker and crew working hard in the hot sun, making another set and ending up with some anchovies, trying to top off with sardine, and then he'll be out in front of the casino at Catalina Island tomorrow. That's the plan anyway. Make sure you give Pat a call right now and make sure he's going to be at Catalina Island. Guys working hard to have bait for you at Catalina Island tomorrow.
Wait till 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock to go back out. We're at port. This is what happens when the tide goes so low here in Alaska. We have to wait for the next tide to come in. Now we can leave port.
Let's go. Chop, chop.
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. Man, it is already sunny and warm. It's a gorgeous morning. We are truly blessed to be here in Southern California. There is so much going on. On the lead in, man, you got to see 9-year-old Sebastian get his first 2 bluefin tuna and eat the heart on the Excalibur. Sebastian, great job, my friend. Tremendous. Scott Buchert's up in Alaska showing us an extreme low tide. And, of course, the real lead in there was also with Mark, Paul, and Desiree. Wow. If you've never seen that podcast, you owe it to yourselves to go back and check it out. Pat Whitaker is trying to provide bait for you on a regular basis at Catalina Island. Make sure you check with Pat. And, of course, we've got so much more. There is a lot going on. That bluefin tuna bite was really, really excellent, even with the boat pressure. It's really coming on. There's more and more kelp patty fish starting to push up and in to SoCal from Baja California. Warm water species like Dorado are starting to get on the kelps, and you're going to see a lot more of that in coming days. Hey, you think there'll be any more albacore this week? We've got 3 catches, 3 albacore so far in SoCal. Just a little bit. Will there be more? Leave a comment down below. I'd be interested to see if you think this week we're going to see any more. Maybe even today. Who knows? Some really great white sea bass fishing up in the Channel Islands. You know what time it is, everybody. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, that coffee is really, really good. I got to see a lot of dear friends and make a lot of new ones at the Orange County Fair last night. So nice of you to come by and say hello and thank us for providing this information. Really is my honor, my pleasure to do so. So having a lot of fun doing this, and man, I can't thank you enough for coming by. 10,000 subscribers. We hit that the other day, and I owe that all to you. Thank you so much. So if you have time, please like the video, share it with a friend. That means the world to us. Also, if you can tick the bell, you'll be notified when there is new content. And also subscribe to the channel. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. All right, let's get into it with you all right now because there's a lot going on. Let's cross the border and go down about 60, 70 miles to the beautiful port city of Ensenada, Baja California. And that is a gorgeous place with great food and so much more. But the fishing has been excellent here recently. There's more of that kelp patty stuff pushing into Ensenada. You're going to be able to get on your favorite pond and go out and start looking for kelps and catching yellowtail and Dorado. There's a lot of it right now, but it's only going to get better as the El Nino pushes more warm water, and along with it, a lot of tropical species. Looking good down there for that, but there is still plenty of bluefin tuna around. It's hit and miss, as always, with bluefin tuna. Trolling Mad Mac lures has been a really good way to do it. Also, the Halco lures have been super effective. You control those at a slower trolling speed. It really looks good. And then if you just want to have a lot of fun with a lot of local fish, there's plenty of big bonita. There's some yellowtail. There's some good barracuda fishing at times. There's rockfish, Ensenada, looking really good for all of my dear friends down there south of the border. I just talked to Landfill on the Independence, and yesterday he ended up with catching limits of bluefin tuna, mostly 25 to 60 pound stuff. So Brian said, you know, let's go get some big ones tonight. And they did it on the Independence with a couple of nice 100-pounders, really starting to catch a little bit more at night, but the daytime bite has been outstanding where the boys are fishing most out on Tanner Cortez Bank, and it has been really good. At night, about a 3 to 400 gram lure has been working best of all. That seems to be the way to do it. Fish heavy tackle, 2-speed reels with at least 100 pound. I like 130 pound. There's been some okay night fishing, but excellent daytime fishing. Really great bluefin tuna fishing. And once again, when you're fishing the daytime, depending on the grade of fish, sometimes you're going to have to drop down to that lighter line. Danny Illustre was on board the Apollo. Danny, it is so good to see you, and I'm so happy you had such a great trip. 21 guys, 40 bluefin, 23 yellowfin, fishing with Jeff Jessup, my dear friend, and they put the wood to him and had a good time. And Danny said, Phil, you're absolutely right. One of the few times in my life. Light line. You got to drop it down. You got to choose a good hot bait. You got to change that bait regularly. A belly hook bait works really good at times. Sometimes it's a nose hook bait. Talk to the guys on board your particular boat, like the Apollo with a stellar crew. Like most all those sport boats in San Diego, they're going to take really good care of you. And Danny, I'm so glad to see you had such a great trip. James Kakawa was on the Pacific Queen. He said it was phenomenal fishing, just loaded up with yellows and bluefin, and even a little bit more than that. Outstanding fishing going on, and I don't know how it can get much better here in SoCal. When I say we're blessed, we are truly, truly blessed with this kind of fishing. Excellent fishing on the Highliner. Ask John Carpenter. He was on there for limits of bluefin tuna. Tremendous days fishing. And once again, you have to have that variety of tackle. Make sure you do have like that 25-pound Opson. USA.com. There's great fluorocarbon. www.opsonusa.com. Put in FA at checkout for a free gift. And owner Greg Brown might even give you a hug and a kiss at the next show you see him at. Tornado out of Pierpoint Landing, Long Beach, California. Limits of bluefin tuna. Thunderbird 2-day trip. 50 bluefin, 16 yellowtail. They had bonita and rockfish and so much more. There are a lot of good scores. Of course, there are some guys that missed, but there's a lot of really good scores as the biomass out there on Tanner and Cortez is mind-boggling. There is so much bluefin out there right now. It is incredible. And we've mentioned the water warming up with this El Nino pushing in. That's not going to chase those bluefin away. In fact, it's going to make them bite even better. The only thing that's going to change is you're going to add yellowfin tuna to it. And if it gets warm way offshore out there at Tanner Cortez, and it's already starting to do that, our hope for any more albacore in any big kind of numbers is going to rapidly diminish because albacore don't like that warm water. But we'll see. And once again, leave a comment. Are there going to be albacore this week? My guess is absolutely, but we'll see. And I don't know about a big hit, but we got to catch a few more of those little devils. They are around, and that double jig strike on the Lake Sea out of Dana War Sport Fishing a few days ago gives me some hope that we're going to see more of it. So remember, have a variety of tackle on these trips. It's super important. Looking at the full day trips out of San Diego, they've been struggling and continue to struggle. It is very temporary. It will change perhaps today. San Diego Grande, boys like that have been struggling a little bit with just a few bluefin, a few yellowfin. They may turn their attention to that kelp patty yellowtail. We'll see. But for the time right now, and kelp patty Dorado for that matter, I think that needs to build just a little bit more. But those guys have been having a little bit of difficulty lately, but I'm telling you, they work so hard. Their expertise in terms of fishing and finding fish and staying in the circle of knowledge, those guys are awesome, and they will get back on it perhaps today. At least that would be my hope. So really great tuna fishing, whether you're fishing down in San Diego, Baja, or up here in the LA Orange County area. And there's BFT out there in the Channel Islands. But those boys have got their attention changed to some WSB right now, and it's been good. I'll get to that in a moment. Let's talk islands. Coronado Islands, there is a little bit of yellowtail down there. Some days it's pretty darn good. We see some really nice hits on it. There's barracuda and bass down there in that neck of the woods. Also, you can also fall back on the rockfish. San Clemente Island, whoa, what a trip on the Pride. What a trip for the 540 Slingers family and my dear friend Jeff Yeomans. Jeff, I'm so glad you guys had such a great trip. They ended up with a bunch of yellowtail and some wide open calico bass, really great calico bass. I think they had 20 forkies, a lot of surface ironfish, and that's just perfect for the boys from the 540 Slingers Club with those long rods and those surface irons. They were in heaven, and Jeff raved about the crew out of 22nd Street Landing, the Pride crew. They worked so hard. Michael Potvin incidentally ran the boat. I think Sean got a day off, finally, poor guy, and Michael did just a great job. They had a fantastic trip. Edgar Droops Baltazar had the jackpot forky. He did a great job. Edgar, congratulations on a really great trip. It sounds like things are really great at SCI. You do have to deal with the sea lions, but man, you get through them. It's pretty good. Catalina Island. Maybe we got our friend surf fishing back there. Maybe you'll catch something. Catalina Island, a few yellows, a few sea bass, a few halibut, just a little bit. Not every day on the sports they get them. Some decent calico bass fishing. Bonita, barracuda, not bad, kind of a pick bite, but gorgeous weather. And you get the feeling that place is going to blow sky high here very, very soon. Also, Cat has been the site of not only those species, but there's been a little bit of bluefin wandering around that neck of the woods also. So we'll continue to watch that for you very closely. We'll get you up to the Channel Islands, and you better believe the sea bass are biting. And it was wide open on the most recent trip on board the Endeavor, as they had limits of white sea bass for a couple of days and a lot of great rockfish. A guy by the name, love this guy's first name, Philip Wynn. It was his group. Philip, so happy you had so much fun with my friend Tucker McCombs, that crew on the Endeavor out of Ventura Harbor sport fishing. They are freaking awesome, and what a trip those boys had up there. New Hustler, limits of white sea bass. Ask Jason Wasserman how good it was. He had a ball on that trip on the New Hustler as they put the wood to the white sea bass up there. And I had a feeling, although I was starting to doubt myself a little bit, that we were not done with that excellent fishing up there on sea bass. And here's the evidence of it. We continue to see halibut up there, Aloha Spirit, calico bass and halibut on a regular basis, and so many of the other guys. Island Tack the other day with tremendous calico bass fishing. We see the Island Spirit out of Ventura Harbor sport fishing with great local fishing. They can run out to the islands also, but there's been great calico and sand bass and barracuda. It's been great, really awesome fishing at those islands. Let's get you to the coast and start to talk about that. I think that guy, yeah, I see him. He's got a stripping basket there. He's fly fishing. Really cool. That would be awesome if he come up with a catch here, fly fishing in the surf. A lot more of you are doing that, and that's outstanding. Coastal San Diego, wow, that calico bass bite down there. Can't get much better. It has been absolutely fantastic. New Seaport, I'm not even going to start to mention, but it's Dolphin. All those boys have been really putting the wood to some calico bass, and it has been super good. If you're having trouble getting a bite when fishing calico or sand bass, drop the line down. And you can drop it down to 12. You'll catch all you want. Look at Eddie Leland yesterday, having so much fun with my dear friend Dave Dodge. They really put the wood to the bass, and lighter line is the way to go. And that admonition, one more time again, that Danny Lustry was talking about, and that is choosing a good hot bait, changing that bait regularly. It makes all the difference in the world. How's fishing today? No? All right. No fish for that gentleman, but what the heck, man? I mean, you're in paradise here. It's absolutely gorgeous. So remember that. Drop that fluorocarbon down. You'll get more bites. Tremendous fishing going on. Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, Oceanside. We get you up here, and I'm telling you, I love the bluefin thing. I feel like we're so blessed about it. But this local bite this year is where you introduce kids to fishing, or someone who's not really all that up to speed on fishing. Sand bass, calico bass, barracuda. Wow, it has been absolutely phenomenal. Fantastic fishing going on. Monte Carlo, Enterprise, City of Long Beach, Native Sun, several other boats that I'm not mentioning, not for any other reason that it gets redundant, with great sand bass fishing, many of them with 5 fish limits of SB, great barracuda fishing, throwing a surface iron. I like a Tatty C. I don't think the color matters. A lot of guys are going with the mint and white right now. It all works really good. A slow to medium grind on the barracuda. Just vary your speeds. Find out what works best. But that slow to medium grind where that jig just wags its tail and those gar come up and bite it. There's nothing more fun than that. And on the sand of calico bass, again, watch the pound fluorocarbon that you are fishing with, because that is the key to success when you're fishing bass. Really great fishing locally. I am stoked about how great people are doing on that right now. All right, and then we'll take you up Redondo special catching more and more calico bass, backing it up with good rockfish. Same thing out of Marina del Rey. They've had some great twilight fishing on bass at times. That place looks really, really good. And then, as we mentioned, Island Spirit, California, other local boats out there in the Ventura, Oxnard, Channel Island area in general are really having some great fishing. Special mention to Doug Bowman with his personal best. How about that 8+ pound calico bass? And Freddie Vasquez fishing Newport Beach area with a nice 37-inch halibut. Noticing in the surf that the Corvina bite is finally on, digging up sand crabs or sandworms, and then fishing a Carolina rig with 6 pound on a trout rod. And you know, let me just show you. Like that, where that's breaking right there, right behind that, that's where your Corvina are. Way out past that wave, maybe once in a while. They're right here on the beach. In fact, when you wade out there, you'll feel them bump into your legs sometimes. And a lot of guys like to sight fish those things. That's one way to do it. You can also just make a cast and catch fish, but you will see them with a good pair of polarized glasses. You can see them, and when you do, just see what direction they're moving. If they're swimming upstream, then hightail it up there as fast as you can and make a cast and present your bait about 6 feet in front of them. They'll swim right into it, and you'll be bit. Corvina fishing, California Corvina fishing is our bonefish. It is really a lot of fun, and there's a lot of yellowfin croaker now. They love to bite that 3/4 ounce chrome crocodile. I wish I had time to come down here. I'm going to do that here, not today, but tomorrow. I'm going to try to get a surf fishing session in and let you know how that works. But looks pretty good. Not much coming. There's, as I said, some pretty good halibut fishing going on right now. Boy, what a day. It's absolutely gorgeous. Eddie Leland getting out on the water makes my heart really feel so good. Eddie and Dave and the other gentleman that provided that great trip. Sebastian, great job, my friend. It is so good to see you doing so well. Pat Whitaker working hard on the bait. Pat's a fun guy, and man, I'll tell you, he's going to have a bait operation at Catalina Island on a regular basis. He'll get that established in the next few weeks, and we'll keep you in touch with that. Scott Buchert up there in Alaska, we appreciate him sharing some time with us. And Danny Illustre on board the Apollo with a great trip. Jeff Yeomans also with a fantastic trip on the Pride. Hey, it's always great to start my mornings off with you. I deeply appreciate you taking time out of your busy day, pushing us up now past 10,000 subscribers, well over 500,000 views in the last 28 days, and almost 17,000 hours of content consumed by you in the last 28 days. Man, I don't have the words to express my gratitude to you. But I do want to tell you that I hope you have a great Monday morning, and I hope to see you really, really soon. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, tick that bell, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Man, that means the world to us. I'll keep you in touch with any albacore catches or anything else that might go down today. Have a great day, and I hope to see you really, really soon. The El Patron operates out of 22nd Street Landing in beautiful San Pedro, California, and they have a slew of 1.5-day trips where you'll fish with only 10 anglers on board. Bluefin tuna fishing, yellowtail fishing is outstanding in Southern California, and there's no better way to do it than on the El Patron. 310-832-8304 or visit 22ndstreet.com.